Hey everyone, so it is possibly delivery day. We took the kids to their grandparents' house because it's kind of far away, and I started having contractions this afternoon, and they weren't painful. I could work right through them and everything. I did a little bit of farm chores in the evening just before dark, put the ducks in and dump their water and stuff. And when I got back in, it seems like that little bit of walking around helped a little bit. And my husband got home from work about a half an hour later. And it seems like baby just knew Dad was home and it was time to maybe start this. So then I started having bigger contractions, but still not real long contractions and real regular. So I took a shower and made sure that the kids were all around. So we decided that before it got too late, we better take the kids over to Grandma's. And we had to drive near the hospital exit on the way home. So we figured it can't hurt to get baby monitored and get checked. So we're at 3 centimeters right now. And contractions are anywhere from, like, some of them are even really small and quick. But they're averaging about 8 to 10 minutes apart. But we're only at 3 centimeters and 50%. So baby's not going to be born tonight during the middle of the night. He's going to probably be born in the morning. So they're going to monitor me for an hour and just kind of see what's going on. But yeah, I told Dad we could just go home. He was worried. So here we are. That was Dad that just popped in. He decided to go for a little walk behind the bathroom. And I am here. This is the same room that I had my non-stress test and AFI done 2 weeks ago. And it's the same resident doctor that's on duty. So we're kind of waiting and seeing what's going on. It's an all-male doctor crew tonight, and it's not the doctor for my practice, and it is not my choice. But I'm not walking out and doing this at home. So, here we are, same room. I don't know if you can see, it's real hard to show, but looks like the contractions are lasting anywhere up to a minute right now. And his heart rate's doing really good. Right now he's at 110. He was moving around a little bit, and it went up to 160 during a contraction. And when he moved without a contraction, it was like 140. So it's not dropping. That's a good sign. He's not having stress. But we are at 42 weeks and 2 days today. So, like I said, if the ultrasound scan is wrong, then it's plus or minus 7 to 10 days, and it's obviously plus 10 days. They added 10 days. And so we've made up for that. So at least the good thing is the male resident doctor is the one I'd met before, so I'm not totally uncomfortable, but we'll keep you posted on what's going on here when I get checked. They want to monitor the patients for an hour for the triage before they actually admit you to see what's going on with the cervix. So I'll get checked again in about 40 minutes. And in the meantime, we're just going to hang out. But it is almost 1:30 in the morning. My babies always want to labor all night long and keep me awake. At this point, they're not so bad and strong that I couldn't sleep through it. So if I was at home, I would just go to bed and try to sleep for a little bit. So I think we'll probably get bumped out of here in a little while and go home. But to make Daddy happy and to monitor the baby's heart to make sure he's okay. It was good. We were already driving by, so I'm just getting back home an hour later than what we thought. So we'll give you an update in a little bit. Bye. So the white line on the bottom, or in the center of the screen, is the contractions, and the green is the baby's heart rate. And every time we have a contraction, the heart rate goes up. It doesn't drop. That's good. And baby's doing really good as far as handling any of the contractions. My husband's in the waiting room. He just knocked on the wall. He's silly. So you can see there the white line. When I started hitting the film, I could feel a little contraction coming on, but most of them are just little, not debilitating ones. And then you see, like, in the middle of the screen right now, big ones, and I can feel those.
Hi everyone, so it is the next day. We got sent home from the hospital at 3 a.m. We didn't change. We were at 3 centimeters and 50% effaced. So, went home, slept, had a few contractions that woke me up, but I was basically able to sleep through the night. I am riding with my husband for work because he's afraid to leave me. So his job is he delivers fuel oil, and we are taking a load of diesel to another farm. So you can see up in the corner here, we've got the phone camera on so you can see kind of where I'm at, but this is a big dairy farm. So anyways, baby didn't come, and the contractions are mild to slight. And then I have a couple of strong ones every now and then, but not enough to get going. So, as directed, I called the doctor for a follow-up. They're saying great concern and all this other stuff because we're at 42 plus. So 42 weeks and 3 days today. And they want to do another AFI and non-stress test, which basically, having me hooked up to the monitor yesterday, they already have the information on the non-stress test. So they want me to go back in for an AFI, which they should have just done last night. So I can't make it to their office before they're done today, which means I'm going to probably end up back at the hospital after my husband's work today for the AFI. Fortunately, it's quick, and actually we are delivering fuel to the hospital for their backup generator. So I could possibly even go in and get it taken care of right then. So I'll let you know how that goes, but here we are dressed. But everything's going really good. We thought maybe if I rode around in the fuel truck a little bit, it's a lot of bumpy back roads and stuff. Kind of get things going a little bit and jiggling. My husband says he'll like the sound of the cat engine and he'll want to come out. If he's anything like Trey. Trey loves equipment. So I am just bearing the heat. It's in the 90s today, and I'm just drinking lots of water. I did treat myself to a tea at a gas station to cool off because it was just so hot. So just something with a little bit of sugar in it. But otherwise, I mean, I've eaten. I'm having everything as usual today, and we stopped by Grandma and Grandpa's and visited the kids for a while and stayed with them through lunch. So yeah, I'll go find out about the AFI again and see where we're at, but I just keep telling them no Pitocin, I don't want to do it, and explain to them about my previous experiences with it. I just don't like those contractions. They just, like, somebody flipped a switch, and they are the strongest, worst contractions that a person could have. And when they had happened before, I hadn't had my epidural yet, and they couldn't get any spacing between the epidurals for me to recover. It was just bad. And then I had blood pressure problems when that happened and things like that too. So, yeah. we'll go in. We'll see what's going on with little boy again. Bye.
Hey everyone, so it is late. I went in the fuel truck with my husband all day long and decided that we had better stay together. I showed that we actually had to go to the hospital to fill their backup generator, and if we needed to go in for their test, they wanted to do another non-stress test in AFI. I had mentioned that earlier in the video. So we ended up having to work until well after midnight. I think we got back about 12:30 or 1 a.m. Because of his little late thing. So he's just trying to squeeze in the last of his extra orders and things, if it were possible, because the kids were with Grandma and Grandpa, and then he could keep an eye on me. And he just kind of figured bouncing around in the truck would help a little bit, and so it has. He got to sleep for about a half an hour, and as I was falling asleep, about every 10 minutes I was having contractions that were much stronger than what I had the night before. So I didn't want to say anything to him and wake him up after the long work day that we had. We did get a little bit of a nap somewhere around like 8 or 9 o'clock when the rain had come through. So we're gonna head out. He's putting the bags in the car. We had basically had almost everything ready to go, but we're thinking it's time to get going to the hospital because we don't know how fast it'll progress. So we're gonna film what we can, but my water hasn't broke or anything. We're just gonna head out and get there and kind of see how it's going. So I forgot to mention, when I had talked with the nurse practitioner at my doctor's office, so we're Thursday going into Friday right now. So Thursday during the day at about, 2:30, 3 o'clock, they basically said they want me to go into the hospital to get checked and have the test done and then show back up Friday at the hospital to be induced. So we're going into Friday morning. There's no way they're letting me leave that hospital without having a baby. But with these contractions, I'm sure he's coming. I had mentioned before that I had lost my mucus plug. After getting checked on Wednesday night, Thursday morning, I seem to have lost more of that mucus plug, and I don't know if they were trying to do a membrane sweep with me being unaware of it, but I never like the pelvic exams, and I think whenever they do the checking for dilation, it's always, uncomfortable, but he seemed to be having more difficulty than usual, and I wonder if they were just, trying to do that. You can tell I'm not real big on doctors and medical care because it's, they're always trying to cover themselves and not so much listen to what you want or what I want. And I think we tend to be a little more adamant and stand our ground about whether or not we want to have something done. And, my husband and I are more the types that will walk away and go home and not stay there and be forced to do something we don't want to. But I basically told the doctor's office, I'll go in on Friday. But because we worked so late on Thursday night that, I didn't get there for their checks that they wanted done. So the contractions are going from like 10 to 8 minutes. They're getting stronger. We're going to roll out. I have got to use my phone, and I don't get good nighttime filming because of the low light, whatever. So I'm going to be running my app for the contractions on the way there so that I just kind of know how long they're lasting and that. So I'll definitely include a clip of that in the video as well. But off we go. We're going to be coming home with the baby for sure.